The stage is set for a new season of NASCAR Winston Cup competition on NASCAR Thunder 2004 as tonight, 37 of NASCAR's best will do battle under the lights in the pole shootout. Every year, after every checkered flag in November, fans are eager and clamoring at the edge for a new play in the Winston Cup Series. Consider this the opening act to Speed Weeks 2003. Let's go trackside.
MRN is live in Daytona Beach, Florida for today's NASCAR Winston Cup action in the pole shootout. Would you look at this field? It's going to be hard to pick a winner in this one.
Yeah, this is always a great race. Each driver has earned their spot by being a pole winner, which means we're in for some fast action. And what better place to be than right here at Daytona?
Mike Skinner was 1997's Rookie of the Year. He won both poles at Daytona and even got a win of sorts at the end of the year.
Well, that win was at an exhibition race in Japan. He followed it up with another win over there the next year. And while those wins didn't count in the standings, they showed people that Mike Skinner had what it takes to be a Winston Cup driver.
Terry Labonte has been called the Iceman because of his cool demeanor under pressure. But maybe the nickname Iron Man is more appropriate.
You know, that's right. Labonte set a record for consecutive race starts with 655. That's over 20 years without missing a race.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
So you see the race format on the screen tonight. The 37-car field, which is the biggest field in shootout history, consists of every pole winner from the 2002 Winston Cup season. Each driver must make a two-tire pit stop under the green flag during tonight's race.
Here's the starting lineup. Starting out front are the Rubbermaid Sharpie Ford and the 42 car. Starting in row 2 will be the UAW Delphi Chevrolet and the Lowe Chevrolet. In row 3 are the GM Goodrich Chevrolet and the Net Zero Pontiac. In row 4 are the Alltel Dodge and the 01 car. Rounding out the top 10 starting spots are the Interstate Battery Chevrolet and the 45 car. The 6th row has the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the Singular Wireless Chevrolet. In row 7 are the America Online Chevrolet and the Stacker 2 Dodge. Starting the race from row 8 are the Pfizer Ford and the 49 car. And in row 9 are the Citgo Ford and the Hooters Ford. Starting in row 10 will be the Home Depot Chevrolet and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. In row 11 are the UPS Ford and the Caterpillar Dodge. In row 12 are the Pennzoil Chevrolet and the Kellogg Chevrolet. Row 13 finds the Motorcraft Ford and the Valvoline Pontiac. The 14th row has the One Power Tools Ford and the 64 car. In row 15 are the Team Rusty Dodge and the Kodak Max Film Pontiac. Starting the race from row 16 are the M&M's Ford and the DuPont Chevrolet. Row 17 has the Dale Jr. Chevrolet and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. Starting in row 18 will be the Granger Ford and the Sterling Marlin Dodge. And finally, starting from the rear of the field will be the 32 car.
You see the field all dressed in their new colors for the new season. Getting ready to do battle for 17 laps. No points, just prize money and a checkered flag, and the first checkered flag for Speed Weeks. So tonight the rules are 17 laps, 2-tire pit, a mandatory 2-tire stop under green, and by the way, smaller fuel cells for the restrictor plate races this year in an attempt to break up these big groups and big packs of 25, 30 plus cars. That with these smaller fuel cells all throughout Speed Weeks plus the 2 Talladega races this year, that could make for some interesting pit strategy here as well. Kurt Busch and Jamie McMurray bring the field down. We're green on a Monday night in Daytona. Bit of a big moment on the backstretch coming off of 2 between Dylan Murway and Matt Kenseth. It looked like somebody must have checked up ahead. Dylan Murway did get into the back of the 17. Dylan tried to get back in line. Kenseth shut the door, and looks like don't see a whole lot of damage on the 2 cars between the 17 and the 64. Again, we mentioned this after the starting lineup. These smaller fuel cells are designed to try to break up these large groups. So far, everybody's just filing to the top side of the racetrack. You got Dylan Murway and Dale Jarrett teaming up on the inside lane. And probably the other big rule change, and this will be throughout the season. Boys, have at it. Gone are the days of smashing people out of the way. Drivers get into each other, and the other driver doesn't like it. There could be payback. Drivers will settle it on the track. Drivers may even settle it in the garage post-race. That could make for some interesting dynamic between several drivers throughout the season. 3 laps complete in the shootout. Dale Jarrett drops to the inside with a blown motor. Dylan Murway got out of there before any further damage could occur. And now he's following the 19 of Mayfield, getting by the 31 of Robbie Gordon for position 18th on the track. And you got Dylan. He is all over that 19 car. Dylan had to get out of the gas to avoid running into the back of Mayfield. Now, a small group of cars at the back of the pack up ahead. Looks like they're staying out of things as much as they can. So far, the field, while there are 16 cars up ahead, they're in small groups. You got 2 Dodges and a Chevrolet. You got probably the next big group up ahead, and with Tony Stewart in the middle of that. That was ahead of Kenny Wallace. And it looks like there are reports that Dylan may come down pit road here. Let's listen to what his crew chief had to say. All right, bud, I want you in for your mandatory 2-tire stop here. Bring him down. And down this time. Down this time. And 4. All right, good job drafting with Mayfield there for a couple laps there. And here comes the first round of green flag pit stops of the year. Dale Jr., Johnny Benson, and the 64 Dylan Murway down pit road. For the first green flag stops, remember, drivers have to take 2 tires. Bill Elliott was also in that group as well. So Tony Stewart and Mark Martin came down pit road. Dylan Murway joins them. And looks like Dylan will get out first. Great pit stop by the 64 bunch. Remember, once you complete that requirement for the 2-tire stop, you can come in anytime you want throughout the race, but drivers must get a 2-tire stop done during the race. After that, you can come in and do whatever you want to the car. In fact, I think Dylan might come in for left sides under this if there's a caution. Going to the line. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick has made his way out front in the shootout, driving a inverted Goodwrench paint scheme. Typically, a new design for the Goodwrench paint scheme. Gone was the black design and silver on the back. Now it is predominantly black with silver wrap around. Kind of a new evolution of the man in black, I guess. With and of course, the 64 team, Murway Racing, will bring back the Intimidator design paint scheme that he ran last year. As we got cars coming out of the pits, Kurt Busch slows up, and now we got trouble. Kurt Busch gets into the back of Schrader. They stayed. Caution has come out. Dylan breaking ankles to try to miss the slow car of Jimmy Johnson. First caution flag of the year for a big wreck in turn 3. Ward Burton's also involved. Terry Labonte is there. Rusty Wallace is involved. Looks like Elliott Sadler, Earnhardt Jr., Johnny Benson. Big crash here heading into turn 3. Robbie Gordon is involved. Jeremy Mayfield barreled in there. I think Jeff Gordon might have got in that as well. So a big accident here coming to pit road. As Dylan Murway is trying to go for a left sides and fuel. Fill her up to go to the finish. A lot of damaged race cars after that incident. So we'll check and see how many cars that took out in a bit. So far, looks like a clean pit stop for the 64 team. And Dylan Murway will restart in the 15th position. Mark Martin is your race leader. So cars that were taken out in that accident, Kurt Busch and Robbie Gordon, they somehow were able to restart in the top 5. Wow. Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, Ken Schrader, Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, and Dale Jarrett were all taken out in that accident. So we have 31 cars on track. Green flag back into the air.
The 99 car was passing high. The 22 car is up back.
And debris on the racetrack. Some looks like come off turn 2. Second yellow of the night as they raced it back to the caution flag. Dylan Murray with a huge head of steam here. Goes it right to the back bumper of Johnny Benson. 3 wide in the middle. Will Dillon get 10th? Ooh, contact. Biffle pinned Dillon into the wall, and Bill Elliott ran into the back of him as the field races to the caution flag here on lap 11.
This is between you and the leaders, 2.5 seconds.
So it was Kurt Busch that lost that part of his car. So pace car is off. Ready for a short sprint to the finish. Green flag here at Daytona.
Keep an eye on your mirror. He's not too happy with it.
The 9 car is looking to pass.
3 laps left. Curious if there's going to be any further incident. Looks like Biffle will drop to the apron. Looks like with a blown motor.
Halfway on fuel.
You put it out of line.
Try to keep him behind you.
Here with 2 laps to go. Dillon goes to the inside to pick up Jeff Burton
22 is outside.
with some assistance from Bill Elliott, and Dillon will fly by Ward Burton like he's standing still. Two to go. Looks like a ton of cars come down pit road this time.
77.
About 1.5 over the lead.
Question is, will the cars up ahead have enough fuel to make it around?
Keep an eye on your mirror. He's not too happy with it.
And bit of a stack up here. It looks like
That's another direction there.
Mark Martin, Brett Bodine, everybody's slowing up ahead. Jack Sprague, they may have ran out of fuel. Looks like we may have a couple cars that may have just ran out. So it could be interesting to see, do they make it around in one piece?
Gas tank's getting empty.
As it looks like Mark Martin will take the white flag here in the Budweiser Shootout at Daytona. Can they make it? Matt Kenseth in the 17 will take the white flag. Robbie Gordon in second. Did they play the fuel game?
The leader. Let's get up there.
And, looks like Robbie Gordon is out. Kenseth is out. Huge developments off turn 2. How much fuel does Dillon have? Will it be enough? The leaders have ran out of fuel coming off turn number 2. Dylan Murway makes it around off of turn 4. And it looks like he will open the season making it to the start-finish line on fumes, as Dylan Murway will win the Budweiser Shootout at Daytona.
That's it. We win.
Don't forget to mention the sponsors of Victory Lane. Hey, you mentioned me too.
A bizarre last lap finish coming off of turn number 2. Dylan Murway was able to make the field last with that one pit stop under green and one pit stop under yellow strategy. The fuel definitely held out. So, as the drivers that Dylan encountered that he made happy or made mad. Bill Elliott and Jeremy Mayfield were the biggest two. So Jeremy Mayfield, of all people, come around and finish second. Robbie Gordon ends up third tonight. Matt Kenseth ends up fourth. Ricky Craven fifth after starting last. Ricky Rudd ends up sixth. Kurt Busch seventh. Ward Burton eighth. Jeff Burton ninth. And Kevin Harvick ends up 10th. So we'll take a look through the rest of the field. So far, it looks like the majority of the field is on the lead lap. They completed 17 laps tonight. And it looks like Jeff Green and Greg Biffle fell out late with a blown motor. So only really 8 cars fell out of the race, which isn't great, but could be a lot worse. And then Jeff Green obviously ran out of fuel with 2 to go. Then you got Sterling Marlin, Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, Dale Jarrett, and Ken Schrader that fell out of the race. Jarrett obviously fell out with a blown motor, so 5 cars were taken out in that accident. And Dale Jarrett fell out of the race early with a blown motor. See you Saturday.